Lawmakers used the State of the Union as an opportunity to highlight the causes they care about by inviting special guests to sit alongside them. Arizona Congressman Andy Biggs invited a Border Patrol agent to the event who reiterated the need for increased border security. One America's Hines spoke with Biggs and his guest and has this from Washington.
Hello, I'm here with Congressman Andy Biggs of Arizona, who has a special guest here with him for the State of the Union message. Congressman, who is your guest and why is he here?
I brought Art Del Cueto, who is the Vice President of the National Border Patrol Association. He is a good friend of mine. That's one of the reasons I brought him. But the second reason is he is an active agent. So, I mean, he gets down to the border. He's been an agent in Arizona for a long time. You wouldn't know by looking at him, but it's been a long time. So he's got a lot of experience. He just led a tour for me where I brought eight congressmen to the border 2 weeks ago, and Art took them on a most enlightening and informative tour for a couple of days. And so I also wanted to be here to have access, so for other congressmen who couldn't go, they need to get perspective sometimes, and Art can give better perspective than me. I mean, I grew up in Arizona near the border. I've been down to the border many times, but Art lives it every day, and so that's why I brought him.
Sir, what are your impressions having seen the president speak, having been in the chamber this evening?
I was honored to be here. I was a little disappointed, though, I think, in a lot of the issues because when they start speaking about border security, I don't think it should have anything to do with political party. When you start talking about defending our nation's borders, I think everyone should be all for defending our borders and protecting American citizens. And when I see individuals that decide not to clap, decide not to stand, or some of them turn away when the president is speaking about protecting American citizens and American lives, I think that's a little disheartening. I'm very grateful to Congressman Biggs because not only did he bring other congressmen down to Arizona and saw the reality of what we need on the border, but at the same time, he has taken several tours himself, and he has seen very different areas of the Arizona border, seeing the true things that we are affected by every day out there when we're working the border.
Of course, there is this conference committee here in the Congress, senators, House members. They're meeting actually tomorrow. They're hearing from some experts who work in border security. If you had the opportunity to talk to them, theoretically, what would be your message to this conference committee meeting to resolve the border issue?
I think the big issue is we need a barrier. We need a better barrier in a lot of areas that we don't have one. The amount of drugs that are entering the country is growing. The caravans are continuing to form because obviously there's a problem in our immigration system. Agents are being attacked more than ever before. We just lost an agent this last week down in Texas, and we need to start being serious about protecting American lives.
Do you think President Trump was able to communicate effectively the importance of his position tonight?
I think he's always able to communicate effectively. People they need to be willing to listen. They need to put differences aside and realize that they were voted on by the American public to serve the American public, not another country.
And Congressman Biggs, do you think that your Democratic colleagues were listening?
It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. Only time will tell. We have just a week or so left. I don't think we're going to reach an agreement by February 15th. I think the president's going to have to take matters into his own hands and engage in executive action because I think just like Art was saying, sometimes our colleagues on the other side of the aisle, it doesn't matter how persuasive your argument may be, how cogent the logic may be, if they've stuffed their ears with cotton because of political animus towards the president, which is really kind of what's happened here for the last 2 years in many respects, they're not going to listen. They're not going to make the compromise on what would be a signature policy victory for President Trump. But they forget that it would also be a significant policy victory for the American people going forward. And so I think it's going to be very hard for us to see some kind of accord come together within the next 8 to 10 days.
Well, that'll have to be the last word for now. Thank you very much for talking on One American News. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.